good? Thanks so much for stopping by the channel. And this is just going to be my thoughts on Ladies Who List. The video might be all over the place, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it. You know, I watched it yesterday and I had like a lot of opinions, and I didn't think I would have the reaction that I had watching the reunion. So, because I didn't really have much of a reaction during the show. They only had like eight or nine episodes. I think only 8. I think the 9th one is the reunion. But I think I just wanted to talk about it. And I think more so for me, it's because like my opinions seem to be very different from a lot of the people that I watch and enjoy who review the show. And I just wanted to talk about it, to be honest. So I think I'm gonna go lady by lady and then tell you my thoughts about the reunion and where I think they should go next. So the first person will be Kiana. We found out that Kiana is no longer going to be a part of the show. She also has like a YouTube channel, but she felt like the show didn't paint her in the best light. But I also feel like she jumped the gun. I think she really jumped the gun. The show is messy, but I think it's the right thing of mess. Kind of like with Married to Medicine. I think Married to Medicine does a good job showcasing the women who are doctors, showcasing them actually working in their careers. We get to see the women birth babies, do people's teeth, like counsel people if they're counselors. Like there's a lot more. And then the women who are just wives, we get to see their business ventures. I think that is what Ladies Who List is trying to go for. And I think for the most part, they somewhat successfully did it. I do think there needs to be a little bit more light casted on them selling homes or maybe creating other business ventures if that's what they want to do. But for the most part, I think they kind of had a decent balance. And I think that's what Kiana's gripe was that they didn't show enough about what she does as a businesswoman, and she felt as though it was putting tarnishing her name. Now, you know, I was rocking with Kiana because, you know, she from Vietnam, and I know a few people from Vietnam. My parents even were stationed there for a minute, so I was rocking with it. I just feel like she jumped the gun. I think she saw the negative backlash of a lot of viewers and fans of the show, and she panicked, and she was just like, no ma'am, no sir. like this is not going to ruin my reputation. And I think a lot of people who get a part of who join reality TV or try to become a part of the fold of reality TV don't understand how intrusive and invasive or how open they must be. Or when I say intrusive and invasive, I think people think they know what reality TV gives, and without understanding the work that goes into it. Like, you really do have to like expose yourself to a certain degree, almost to like, well, some would say your detriment. Like, case in point, I'll say Teresa off of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Like, we saw both her parents pass away. We saw her get arrested. We saw her and her husband physically fighting. Her husband get into it. We saw her husband fight her brother. We've seen everything. We've seen her ex-husband get deported. So it's like she kind of just had to, in order to make money, she had to give us all of that. And it's like she didn't, and in a way she didn't have to if she didn't want to showcase that, but it was lucrative for her. And it's like other things, like there's so many people who have exposed themselves as it pertains to reality TV that I don't think everybody understands to what extent you have to be willing to go in order to thrive. And I don't think Kiana was ready or willing to give all of that up. I mean, I think honestly, with or without this show, everybody on this show would be fine. That like let's just call a thing a thing. Like, this show probably helped a lot of people. It may have hindered some, but for most people, it got their names out there. The businesses that they have, the firms or the brokerage that they work at, it works for them. Like, this is decent or good advertisement for them. So I don't think her being a part of this, not being a part of the show, is going to make or break her. I do wish she would have been at the reunion, because I'm kind of like, I think that might, to me, I felt like that was the coward's way out. Like, even if you didn't want to be a part of it, you should have just fought all the way through. And then when you were done, you were done. Having other people on the cast speak for you leaves you voiceless. So the way you spoke on your YouTube channel and even on the interviews I've seen you do, you could have brought that same energy to the stage and fought for yourself and explained, like, this will be the last time I'll be a part of this. So again, I do think it was the coward's way out. Let's go. Tiffany. She was okay. She was okay. I think the thing about Tiffany is, like, there were things about her that I didn't like, because I do feel with her beef with Crystal, I do feel like you were trying to act like you were above everything, but yet be in, like, yet she wanted to be in the fray. Like, if you wanted to check Crystal, you should have checked Crystal. This whole dancing around everything, because that's what I feel like she did most of the season, was like tell everybody around Crystal that she didn't mess with her, she didn't like her. And then when they had that sit down, you tried to act like it wasn't that big of a deal, when yet we saw you in several episodes talk about how you did not like this lady. So if she comes back next season, or if they have a next season and she chooses to come back, I'm gonna need her to put some pep in her step, or put some sugar in her tank, and just like rev it up a little bit. Same thing with Tiana. Tiana was great. She was really nice, but I guess she will be the Cynthia of the group, where she's neutral in a sense, but you can tell that she's really loyal to Tiffany, because they do, like, they're genuine friends. But I think she's gonna have to step it up a little bit too. Kira, I found Kira to be obnoxious and annoying, but it was also nice to see somebody in their 20s be as much as a go-getter and be as successful as she is. So I feel like if she does choose to come back to the show, she needs to, I guess, self-reflect in a sense, because she comes off very IG model. When she does, like, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with her posting beautiful or sexy pics. Like, she looks good. If I had her body, I would do the same thing. But I just feel like there needs to be, I think her personality needs to develop a little bit more, because it just seemed like some of her quips, or some of her her isms were very much like, I got my personality off of like Twitter or Instagram. And I feel like there's more to her. Again, I did love seeing that the fact that, like, she's in her 20s and being this successful. I think that's wonderful. I like, kudos to her, because it's like, as someone in her 20s, in my 20s, it's hard out here for us. The world is jacked. So I am happy for her that she is able to garner this, but like, she definitely needs to work on her her attitude, because I think the reason why Robin is so it makes it easy for Robin to demean her, because there is times where Kira acts like she's younger, but because she is younger. And I feel like if she's going to be on the show with women that are like in their 30s, 40s, heck, 50s, or close approaching 50s, there's a level of maturity you have to exude around them. And that's not to say like be fake or be phony, but there's certain things where you like play, like my daddy say, play the game. You know that they're going to try to use your age against you. Don't let them. Don't let them. So Robin, I don't care what none of y'all say. Robin is a perpetual victim. Robin likes to sit in her victimhood. And because the lady told y'all she do breathing treatments and showed y'all she do yoga, y'all allow her to be an asshole to everybody. And we don't talk about the reunion because the way she acted was disgusting and it was wild. But it's like, okay, Robin has trauma, and I'm not negating the fact. That's nothing to come against her, because it's a lot of people who have been through a lot and they deserve grace in order to work through their issues. But like the aggression. And my thing is, like, if she is going to continue to be on this show, then she actively needs to get help. Actively needs to get help. because a lot of the way she acted around these women was unacceptable, and everyone like in the social media realm thought it was okay, and it's like it's not, because if had she been a darker skin tone or someone you did not like who was the same complexion as her, y'all would eat them alive, because Kira is the same complexion as her. And as much as Robin demeans Kira and says Kira is a child and tries to make fun of her, Robin acts more like a 17-year-old, 18-year-old than Kira does. And if she gonna be on this show, then there needs to be some elevation at this point. And the final one, Miss Crystal. Crystal is a beautiful girl, but I think the problem with Crystal is too career oriented to her detriment. I get why people I don't like Crystal. I do. I kind of also understand the colorism conversation as it pertains to Crystal, but I don't really think it's colorism in the sense of like people just don't like Crystal because she's the pretty dark skinned girl. Crystal's personality is yick. I'm sorry. And I don't think she realizes that. I really don't think she realizes that, y'all, because I see it a lot in black women that are in Crystal's age or a little bit older, where it's like life hasn't gone the way you planned. Like you haven't been able to have your family. You haven't been able to garner success in your love life. So then you thrust yourself into your career so much that it engrosses you, where you don't know how to turn your career brain off, where you're going into like relationships with people that are supposed to be like friendships, and you treat it like a business venture. And I think that's what she does, and it's shown throughout this series. And I don't think she realizes that. Like her making them shirts was in very poor taste. I got what she was trying to do, but it's like, girl, that's not something you make a shirt about. Her like crying at the end of the reunion about wanting a family and it being hard for her. And I think it's like, and that's why it clicked in my mind that that's what's happening. It's because like Crystal is, like she said, she has beast DNA. She's a beast in the law the industry she's in, with her firm and with her with her immediate family. But in her love life, it's not it. And maybe at the age she is now, it's like she realized maybe she won't ever get that. So why not be successful in that, in the field that she works? I hope if she does come back that she does change, because she seems like a nice person. Like she really does seem like a nice person, and I don't think it's editing. We'll get to that. I don't necessarily think it's all the way editing, but I think that she, like Tiffany said, she's very surface. And in a business world, being surface works to your benefit. But when you're trying to build relationships and friendships with other people, it really doesn't. Okay, so this reunion, I think all the ladies look lovely. I think Crystal looked the best. That baby blue, it wasn't baby blue. It was like a seafoam green or green color. She looked beautiful with the little Chanel pin. Hair was laid. All the women looked good. I didn't understand what's her name? I was about to say call her Tiana. Crap, I can't remember their names now. Robin, Crystal, Tiffany. Is it Tiana? Tina? Is it y'all? I cannot remember that lady. I think it's Tina. I didn't get her outfit. Like, it was cute, but like I didn't get the little shangles at the end. I didn't get it. So I had a lot to say. When I did not think I would have that much to say, but like I'm gonna just read my tweets and we're just gonna talk about what I tweeted. Okay, so the first thing I said was Crystal is annoying. Crystal is annoying, but I'm glad that they're talking about Robin hitting her. People seem to gloss over that. Don't get me wrong, her saying triggered 20 times in the span of 3 minutes was too much, but if Crystal would have hit her back, there would have been a different issue. And that is totally true to me. I don't get why everyone's acting like y'all didn't see Robin actively hit this lady twice. Like, and she hit her like a child. like her child wasn't listening, or like the little, like your kid is trying to touch something or grab something off of a shelf and you pop their hand. She hit her twice, and everyone seems to gloss over it. And I think when Crystal said that's why, Kiana was the only one who seemed upset about her hitting me. And that's true. Like, nobody else seemed to care. But then you have Tiffany, Tiana, and Kira saying, like, we didn't see it until the playback. Then you had Tiana being upset with Crystal about the way Crystal was talking to her. And I kind of got where Crystal was coming from. We're friends. Shut up, lady. You're not our friend. Let us argue. But it really did feel throughout this reunion that, like, Tiana took, like, a speech class. Because when she began to speak or try to explain herself, it's like the volume went up to 25. Like, she kicked it up a notch. And I was just like, at least they're talking about that. Robin lies, and because she can't take accountability, saying that Crystal got in her face when we saw you actively get up from your seat and like point in her face and say, stop saying I'm triggered. Stop saying I'm triggered. And then you proceeded to hit her. Like, you took no accountability for that. Then, like I said, Crystal making those shirts was wrong. Like, I got what she was saying, but it was kind of like when Evelyn made those non-mother effing factor shirts. And it was like, it was cute for a hot minute in that moment, but like, honestly, it wasn't. Like, the people making shirts off of the things that they say is not, excuse me, in the sense of reality TV, doesn't hit the way it did in the early 2000s. Now it's kind of like, yeah, okay, because everybody has a t-shirt line. And then this is what I stated. I said Robin is always in a state of victimhood. Like, the fact that she called Kira evil and manipulative is wild, because the same thing could be said about her. She uses her past to justify all the misgivings of her personality and her actions. And she does. The whole entire season, anytime Robin said something, she's like, be gentle with me. I've been through a lot. But then you don't give other people around you the same grace and courtesy that you're asking of them. And I also said, had Kira, Crystal, or Q acted as manic, well, you know what, I won't even say manic, as hostile, as aggressive as Robin did, everybody would have ate them alive. Because you got Robin yelling at Crystal, yelling at Kira. When the girls on her side, Tiana and Tiffany, were trying to help calm her down, she got nasty with them. And I'm like, why does Robin get a pass? Because she tells y'all she be breathing. She does yoga because she light skinned. I don't know. And I don't like to play into the quips of colorism in the sense of, like, people don't necessarily like somebody because they're dark skinned, or people like somebody because they're light skinned. But I feel it's the energy online that bothers a lot of people who bring up the colorism aspect, because you have Robin being aggressive, but no one online is pointing out how she's being mean and nasty towards Kira and Crystal. But the moment when Kira and Crystal come back at her, they're the issue. And it's like, all of these ladies on these couches have negative aspects of their personalities that we could dissect and go back and forth over. The only thing I agree with Robin is when she said Kira is nobody's peacemaker, and constantly saying you're a Christian. Nah, sis. Like, you're not. You are just as combative and like the instigate stuff with the women. I did find it very interesting that when Kara said that one, like, I'll shit on you comment, that we found out that, like, they edited out Robin calling Kira a poodle and then saying how many men did you have to have sex with to get your position. So I'm not even mad at Kira saying I'll shit on you, because how dare you try to relegate my success to me banging or having sex with somebody to get to my position. Because the truth of the matter is, if I was Kira, I would be like, sis, we doing the same things and I'm doing better at it than you. So what's the issue? Because then y'all like to say, well, Kira age shamed Robin, and Robin does the same thing to Kira. Robin threatened to smack Kira. She said, you know what, y'all not gonna get me to smack a child. She did that. She called her, like, she be saying she's a kid, she's a little girl. You're under 12, you're under 30, you're a child. So if you can call me a child, then I'm gonna call you Methuselah. I'm gonna say you was working with Moses and them people back in the yonder years. Like, I'm going to start to rag on you. So that's a double standard to me. If you don't want people to talk about Robin's age, then you shouldn't be trying to demean Kira about the age that she is. And like I said, I don't even like Kira like that. I feel like Kira is a bit obnoxious and can be an asshole at times. But call a thing a thing. So then the part that was weird to me was when Robin was getting upset with Kira, she immediately stands up. And my thing is, like, none of y'all call that out. Why is it okay for Robin to jolt up and charge at people, but then when someone smacks the dog out of her, oh, they're the bad people? And I don't even go up for when like, I love me a good fight. I do. But I do understand in the realm of reality TV, we should not be putting our hands on each other. And I feel like had Crystal or Kira lunged or came up on her, she would be screaming bloody murder. Or she might get with him. And I'm going to be like, get to it, ladies. So I just find it odd that when they were rehashing the whole the incident at the first night where Robin hit Crystal, and how Robin said, as a friend, you should have pulled me to the side or tapped me on my leg and told me to calm down, or you should have did that to Kiana. When Tiana tried to do the same thing to Robin, and Robin said, don't touch me. And I was like, what do you want from these ladies? Like, they're trying to comfort you in the way in which you ask them to. And then the moment they do it, you're like, no. It's like, do you just want Credence to just act out of control with no one checking you? And then it just didn't make sense. Then I kind of felt bad for Tiffany, because when Robin had that blow up moment, she walked off stage. I do think the host, she was kind of being condescending to Robin. I just think that lady is not a good host in general. I've seen her do the Ready to Love hosting, and I don't think she knows how to command and control the stage. Like, she tries to be funny and it's not funny, or she tries to like regulate and she don't do it well. But Tiffany went behind the curtain and talked to her. Because basically Robin got angry because Kira reached out to her. Robin got on the internet, made some concerning messages where she was like, if you don't fix it, it'll fix it, or something like that. Basically, it was given very much, I might take myself out, or I might self-harm myself. So Kira messaged her through Instagram, and she's like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but trying to basically see if the lady okay. Robin didn't think it was genuine, which is her right. But then you can't then in one breath be angry that like she didn't call you. Y'all aren't friends. She reached out to you because she saw something concerning on Twitter or on Instagram, and that was the right thing to do. Because if I don't know you, I'm not calling you. Robin's like, well, Tiffany called me. You and Tiffany are building a friendship. And Tiffany was trying to calm her down. Like, Tiffany was trying to tell Robin, like, you did look like you were having a meltdown on the internet, and she did the right thing by reaching out to you. So then here comes Crystal talking about she got beast DNA. And I was like, oh, they paid her dust. Like, Tiffany and Tiana basically said, girl, that's not good enough. And you could tell that Crystal was taken aback by it. But I think the thing is, like, Crystal doesn't really have nothing else, y'all. And that's not to like demean her, it's just the simple fact that like her family is all the family she has. Like, she doesn't have children, she doesn't have a husband, like she does, like, so her taking the feeling like, you know, what runs through her family runs through me. I get it. The comment didn't make sense, but I get it. And Tiffany and Tiana saying that, like, girl, you although you are a beast, but you've done some messed up things, which she has. And then we got to the whole mom shaming thing. I think when Tiffany and Crystal met up. Tiffany was trying to like belittle Crystal when she was like, I'm a mom, I have other things to worry about. You were saying that just to be like, girl, you're not a factor in my life. That was a dig. I don't think Tiffany was trying to use it as a dig. But I think Robin was too. Like when Robin was like, I don't have friends her age. I have friends women who are like in their 40s and 50s who are married with kids. Like y'all were using that as a dig. And y'all are just upset because she called it out. We end up finding out that Crystal had a miscarriage, that she was like, she wants a family. She also found out that we also found out her sister has 6 kids. And she's just like, those kids are just as much as hers as they are of mine. It's just that like, y'all do throw that around like it's like we're beneath you. And I think that it is a dig. Like, we're just gonna call it what? It's a dig. Y'all meant it to be a dig. Y'all don't like the fact that she called it a dig. I did like the fact that Tiffany went over there to Tiana went over there to console Crystal and tell Crystal, and like Crystal said, I don't want you not to talk about it, but handle it with care. Which is true, because once women reach a certain age, like, we don't have the capacity to keep having kids like these dudes do. Like, you got people whose dad are like 70 years old and they mama like 30. Or he's 60 and his new baby mama is like 33 or 25. Like, it's like men can always have kids. Women can. And then it also comes to a point in time where you're not, well, I can't say all men, because there are some men who can't. But it's a hard pill to swallow, especially if that's something that you have always dreamed to have be a part of your life. And it's not being, like, you can't obtain it right now. So I feel like the reunion should have been a 2-parter. That's really my thoughts. I feel like if they do come back, they should add 2 new ladies, because right now you can see the divide in the group. It's Tiffany, Tiana, and Robin on one side, and then Kira's in the middle because she's cool with Tiffany and Tiana, and then Crystal is on an island by herself. So if they do come back, I think they need to add 2 people or 1 more person that will be a friend to Crystal. But yeah, y'all, those are my thoughts. Drop down in the comments below if you watched the season. Let me know your thoughts. And remember to be bravely authentic. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.